Hey guys, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com.
Together, the three of us, we are Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club. Welcome back once again. Good morning, boy.
Good morning, Homer.
Did you notice the neighbor is actually mowing and string trimming already this morning?
I guess it's good to get it out and before the sun comes up.
It's the before the sun comes up.
Before the sun gets really hot. Before that midday sun starts kicking down.
Anyway, so today we decided we're going to crack back into the pipe list samples, and today we're going to smoke Sweet Salvation.
Ooh.
No idea what that is, but it sounds non-English, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to be smoking it in my Naked Morgan, the 320 of the Cobb world. And our phones have been dinging, and I think that was my iPad.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I turned off all my stuff.
Guilty. Here you go.
Thanks.
So, let's see. What can I tell you? I continue to be working on my clock for my shop time throwdown with Jay. Hopefully you're following over at Mr. Tool Hunter here on YouTube, and you're watching DIGHSX do his updates on the clocks. Mine is going to be due next week, and I'll have to announce that, show that, and all that. Jay got a call from the governor and gets a week of
A pardon?
a week pardon.
Hey, why do you segregate the videos that you show on your different channels? Why have a Mr. Tool Hunter channel and an Aristocob channel and a Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club channel? I mean, this one's a little bit different because it's combined, but why separate the content?
I debated that. There are some channels that are actually fairly successful that share one channel but have random content. But that even the ones I subscribe to sometimes irritate me. Now, you can tell from the thumbnail picture that you get from the title. You can tell what video it is.
Right.
Oh, this is a kids react video, or this is adults react, and this, fine brothers. But you notice what they've done recently?
YouTube.com/react.
You notice what they've done lately?
Well, they've moved away from their Fine Brothers channel and created a React channel.
They've created a couple channels.
Yeah, that's because their React stuff has gotten so big.
I know, and I'm not doing it for...
Because, surprise, surprise, little known fact, they actually make original scripted content that most people don't know about because they don't watch those.
I know, because most people don't watch. I think that's part of it, and the other part is because my interests vary so greatly, there's going to be very few people that are going to have all the same interests as me.
Sure.
And so I figure that there'll be an audience over here for woodworking, mostly tool-related woodworking, right? And what I mean by that is my Mr. Tool Hunter channel has more to do with tools, jigs, and fixtures. And that just dingled again. What is the deal? Look at that. Is that set to silent or not?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's up with. But
There's your calendar. Maybe it supersedes your
that could
silent dongle.
But that channel is less about woodworking and more about tools, which is why I've teased about the idea of doing a Wood Wishes, because that would be a channel where it would be about the build, about what is it that I am building. There's a bunch of channels that are like both of those formats, right? And I always find it a little odd when I'm watching one guy's channel and he's mostly doing jigs and fixtures and talking about tools, and then all of a sudden it's how to build a jewelry box or something like that. And so I just prefer to keep those separate. The third thing, I guess, is because the Aristocob channel is mostly, I would say, a commercial channel, right? It's about corncob pipes.
Sure.
And about what's going on our website and contests and things like that. And so to me, that's less of a vlog than this is, for example.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe I should ask you guys. I didn't ask you guys. I mean, what do you think? For those of you who watch the Aristocob channel, would it have bothered you for this content to be over there?
Oh,
Or is this,
definitely not this content.
or is this helpful?
Definitely not. Definitely not this content. But the clock content.
I mean, I guess the thing that is weird about that is, I've got a couple thousand people at the Aristocob channel, and then I post over at Mr. Tool Hunter that's got a couple hundred subscribers. Right. So I would have more views, which isn't that the point, is to get seen.
And in particular, in this instance, it's a competition with you and another member of the pipe community.
I know.
So in this instance, it even is an amplified example of where those distinguishing lines have been drawn in it.
I've done 2 videos at the Aristocob channel where I very specifically talked about the contest. Head on over. I've just posted the video. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've done that. I think that's enough. What I'd hate to have happen is people coming for the woodworking content and to feel like they're sitting through a commercial for corncob pipes.
Sure.
Right. I don't want to do that. Visit aristocob.com. You knew that was coming.
Yeah. We're coming for the biscuit sandwiches and
stop that. So something I thought I wanted to talk about today was, first off, we didn't even talk about this topic. I ordered those books after we talked about them last week.
Which ones?
The Strengths books.
All right.
Right, and I didn't think I would have them in time, but amazingly, Amazon Prime delivered. By the way, this is Sunday.
Do you have a drone drop it off at your house?
They might have. They delivered on a Sunday, which is just fantastic. And like I said, I didn't think I was going to get them. Where did I set them? There they are. So
maybe that's not them.
Oh gosh, that would suck.
Maybe that's your edible underwear.
Potty training. You don't want to get the edible underwear.
I have a friend who learned the hard way that edible underwear isn't all. It's not like fruit roll-ups, like he thought it would be.
I don't know. You wear them long enough, and they roll up.
He, for some reason, had some in his car and was hungry at work one day on his break.
For some reason,
reached back and said, "They're edible." Says cherry flavor. This has got to be close enough to fruit roll up. It is not, apparently.
I want to go back to, how did he have some of those in his car?
He's just that kind of guy.
So that's like the guys that are getting ready to work out in the gym, and the one starts to take his shirt off, and the other guy looks over at him and sees he's got a bra on. He's like, dude, why are you wearing a bra? Since when did you start wearing a bra? And he says, ever since my wife found it in the glove compartment. Anyway, there's the StrenghtsFinder book that Boy was talking about.
Nice.
And I also got Strength-Based Leadership, which these are from the same author. And
Tom Rath.
Yeah. And this is supposed to be for leaders. Obviously, I just opened them, so I haven't digested them completely yet.
So let me show you the StrengthsFinder book and what I was kind of explaining. Why the book is valuable. It's got an intro, but the vast majority of what the book is, it's got a bit of an intro that talks about why strengths are important, but then it's got 34 themes and ideas for action. So 34 strengths.
So if you can see those.
All down the side. Each of these are individual topics. And it's kind of like a dictionary. They're marked on the edge, and so as you flip through, it drops down. So each of these are the different strengths. So one of mine was woo, which is short for winning others over.
I'm not convinced of that.
So it has, for each strength, it's got a synopsis of what it is. It's got ideas for action, so what you can do to highlight, to add to your strengths. And then how to work with others. And sometimes those things that they recommend are, like, for instance, I mentioned last week, I'm a good activator. Starting things as a strength, finishing them is a weakness. So they say partner with someone that is a follow-through kind of person. Makes sense. So that I can either hand it off to them or they can continue me along the path.
So clearly, this is the sort of thing that should be done by an organization, not just one person.
Not necessarily.
But what inspired me and made me think about this was the fact that, number one, I like that other book so much. But that book isn't for everybody. How to Be a Great Boss is not for everybody.
Right.
This, after looking into it, is for everybody.
Right.
And then, like you said, there's the online survey that you can take that helps to assess your skills. I think it's a neat idea. We should start the Markwood Men's Book Club.
Okay.
You guys, go get this book. It's on Amazon. I'm sure it's in your bookstore, too.
Last time I saw it was less than $15, or right around
It's right
there.
around $15. We should do is we should read this, and maybe at the end of next month we should all take the test. The test is like $5 online.
Here's the thing.
Can we do that? Is that crazy talk?
Yeah, it is because here's what I recommend. Buying the book comes with the test. So the test comes with the book. Yeah, which is why I recommend that you buy the book because here. And at the very back, it's got a unique access code, which I won't show.
Oh,
here.
that's why you shouldn't buy the book used.
Right? Because
that's also why people were saying don't buy the Kindle book because the Kindle book does not come with the code.
And don't just buy the test because the test is, I think the test is actually $20 standalone, where the book on Amazon is $15, and you get the test. But the book by itself, I mean, with the exception of the first few pages, reading these different strengths isn't really as valuable as knowing that a person has them and then reading about them. So what I recommend is get the book, take the test first, find out what your top 5 strengths are.
Really? So you're not influenced by what you want to be.
Right. Well, because everyone can look into them and see a little bit of truth in it. And the test only gives you your top 5. It doesn't break down rankings for the whole list. Take your 5 and then really dive into what your top 5 are.
All right, so here's where the problem of our format comes in. We've got to record, because I'm going to be traveling a lot, we've got to record a couple episodes today, so it's not going to be like next week. So did you guys get your book ordered? You know, how are your tests coming?
We might ask that anyway, though.
You know, we might. We might. All right, order your book. Get it ordered this week. If you do it on Amazon, you'll have it in a couple days. You have it on Sunday if you order it on Friday. Take the test, which comes free with the book. Mm-hmm. And how about in like 2 weeks we check back? I will comment. By then I will have done it myself, and I'll be able to reply in the comments.
Yeah, so in 2 weeks we won't be able to reply via video because I think in 2 weeks we'll still be recording that today. But we can talk in the comments.
Yep.
I'll share what my strengths are. You can read them up and figure that out.
That is also why we absolutely love your comments, because for us it makes that content come back to the forefront. We're in real time at that point when you guys are watching it, and it's fun for us to interact with you. So, all right, that wasn't much of a conversation about this, but I wanted to show you that, hey, I'm doing this. I like it.
Cool.
And
I'm interested to find out what you learned from the other book.
All right.
Because that's one I've not had any experience with. I've been reading through that First Break All the Rules, which I think I mentioned, and it is excellent.
You know what? I'm making no promises here, but maybe, just maybe, we ought to do a video after I've gotten my test.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then maybe we do it via
Skype
or something like that.
We have that technology.
And do that as a midweek check-in.
Sure, let's do that.
All right, how about that? So we got a community project. I like it.
And we can talk about your strengths, my strengths.
So really, I want to say we could wrap this up now, unless you have something specifically for today that you'd like to talk about. You do?
Yeah.
You want to talk about your failure of this morning?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you? Really? You don't?
I really don't. But that's fine. No, so as I was thinking about this the other day, I was thinking about how this guy. I was thinking about how a lot of times our strengths can be perceived as weaknesses. So one of my strengths is activator, which according to the book, an activator is someone who is excellent at starting things. The person is... you are impatient for action. You may concede that analysis has its uses or that debate and discussion can occasionally yield some valuable insights, but deep down you know that only action is real. You make a decision, you take action, you look at the result, and you learn. And so the bottom line is this. You know you will be judged, not by what you say, not by what you think, but by what you get done. This does not frighten you, it pleases you. So the activator is the person that says, hey, that's a great idea, let's do it. Unfortunately, many times in my life, that activator strength has manifested itself with really great intentions to start things and really terrible, disastrous endings to those things. Usually,
they
it
just
kind
fizzle.
of fades
Usually,
away.
I would say that's you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a Markwood trait, though. You might be activator.
I'm not so sure about that. I'll let you know. I'll
convince you. I'll convince you. And so one of those things.
We never started the podcast.
Yeah. One of those things in my life has been managing my weight. Many attempts have been made at correcting it. Shrinking Pastor is one of those attempts. P90X has been one of those attempts. Various diets, various plans. And there have been many, many starts and clearly no follow through or finish as of yet. And so realizing this about myself, realizing that my ability to start something new is in fact a strength, even though in those instances I want to view it as a weakness because it's frustrating. You feel like a failure because you start projects that don't get finished.
Starting this yet again, and how's this going to end?
But it's important. What the StrenghtsFinder does is it helps you to recognize that you keep doing those things over and over and over because you're really good at doing that part. You're really good at starting things. And what's important then is to learn how to finish or differently, how to start again. What are triggers that you can use to help you find success?
So you're saying you need to plan multiple launches.
Yes. And so I've been doing some reading about gamification in dieting, turning your
This is where you
exercise
you
and games.
gamble with your Weight Watchers points.
Yep. Turning your health goals into a game, essentially, with save points and with consistent goals and with achievable milestones. And then when you hit those, you have like a relaunch and you start for the next level. You level up and you reach the next level. I love video games. And so I've got some ideas on how to do that. Starting this week, by the time you see this, my family, my wife and I have started on Weight Watchers. And there's going to be more information on the Shrinking Pastor's YouTube channel. I don't have enough time to manage the website. But if you go to the Shrinking Pastor on YouTube, there'll be more information about what I'm doing and probably more frequent updates. What I'm going to try this time, because I don't have a whole lot of time, updates will probably be in my commute to work. And just quick, short. The last time I tried to do some video editing and stuff, and it just took up too much time. And that got discouraging. And yeah, it's going to be, straight and dirty, but... I appreciate all of the feedback. Some of you have asked as recently as yesterday how P90X is going. It's not. It has gone several times. I like P90X3. And so one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to be trying new things. I'm going to be trying to exercise in different ways and find different activities, and I'm going to share those with you. But more information can be found over there. Just want to let you know because you guys have been such a huge encouragement to me in the community, and I want to be an encourager to you as well. Help to remind me to keep starting things fresh when I forget, because otherwise I'll just plateau and just fade away, fizzle out. Fizzle is a good word.
Weight is an issue for so many people in our culture, right? It's so easy to biggie size the fries, right? It's so easy to sit and down
29 cents. Why wouldn't you?
To down a couple baskets of the free chips at the Mexican restaurant while you're waiting. And hey, you're not complaining about the slow service, but you're putting down how many extra hundreds of calories. So thinking smarter from the beginning, right, is I think important. I'm about to try this evening a second batch of roasted garbanzo beans, crunchy spiced garbanzo beans. I tried them for the first time last night, and after soaking them for 24 hours, which you can buy them in cans, but they say they're better if you buy them dry. You rehydrate them for 24 hours. Put a little bit of oil on them, you season them, and then you roast them in the oven. The recipe said 60 minutes to 65 minutes max. Well, what I failed to do when I set not the timer, but the oven, I set it for 405 degrees, not 400 degrees. And 15 minutes before, when I went in and gave them a quick stir, they looked like they were going to be awesome. And then at exactly 60 minutes in, they were burnt. There were 2 garbanzo beans that had floated to the top. You're supposed to put them down in one layer. 2 that had floated to the top that were actually edible. I snapped a picture because my heart was broken and put it on Instagram. And I looked at the picture later and realized it looked like more of them were actually unburnt. By the time I took them out, sat them on the stove for a few minutes, they continued to carry over. Anyway, the 2 that I ate were really good. And those are supposed to be 3 Weight Watcher points for like a quarter cup or something like that. A crunchy, spicy little snack.
Nice.
And, that's something worth trying and something worth having around because so many diets lack texture. That was the frustration with like the Atkins diet or a low-carb diet is, hey, it's great that you get to eat, protein.
Steak.
But
cheese.
Protein, with the exception of bacon, protein doesn't crunch.
Yeah.
And then bacon, too much salt, a lot of fat. You don't want to have that constantly. So I'm with you. I've had problems launching a whole bunch of different diets, and they'll work for 2 weeks.
Right.
And then any gains that I have are gone in no time, or any losses I have are regained in no time. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I encourage you.
Thank you.
And I've been dabbling with Weight Watchers and haven't done it officially. There's a great app. If it's not free, it's inexpensive, called
Value Diary.
Value Diary. It looks like a little strawberry heart. And no, that's iHeartRadio.
Not the same.
That's not it. You can see it right there in the middle.
Nope.
No, come on.
Yeah, that's close enough.
It's cheap or free, and that it basically functions as the Weight Watchers app. You can keep track of your points.
Weight Watchers app is like $15 a month to use it. You have to sign up for the Weight Watchers online, or you can buy this app, and it has all the same functionality. There are a couple other free or cheap,
inexpensive. Dottie's Weight Loss Zone.
Yeah, but there are a couple other cheaper free apps that have things logged on them, so that you can. They've got like restaurants and what the points are for different things, so you don't have to calculate it every time. It's easiest when you don't have to do the math for yourself every single time. So I'll share some tips and tricks, things as I find them.
Hey, why are you doing it on a separate channel? Thanks for joining us this week, guys. As always, leave a comment. Great to have you. Sweet Salvation, it's aight. It's basically just a sweet black Cavendish. It's trying to be 1Q, and it's not. I mean, what do you think?
I don't have a love affair with 1Q, so
all right.
I can't make that comparison. Yeah, it's all right.
So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.